Hi, my name is Syd.
I'm Olivia.
Together we're Syd and Olivia. We talk some shit.
Welcome to Syd and Olivia Talk Shit, the big bad podcast for you.
It's the big bad podcast for you.
We are doing something fun today.
It's a weird, interesting, fun episode.
We kind of asked you guys what you would like to see from us. And one thing we got back a lot was like funny stories of your friendship. And it's like, okay, we've known each other for now probably over 12 years,
over
maybe?
13 years.
Yeah, something like that. We went to high school and college together. Mm-hmm. We have so many weird stories that we thought what would be fun is to make like a scrapbook
of our friendship.
Our fun, weird friendship. We'll show you pictures and videos out of context and then explain the context.
Yeah, so this episode is kind of a big welcome to our friendship. Welcome here.
Welcome to our scrapbook.
Yeah, this podcast is now Syd and Olivia and then insert your name here.
Talk scrapbook.
So welcome to that. Here's a good memory.
Okay. Oh, I love that. Oh my God, we were so young.
So this memory is from March 6th, 2015 at 5:04 p.m.
Yeah.
So Olivia and I were in a witchcraft class together.
Yeah. Now, first off, that counted as a history class in UCLA.
It did.
When we went to UCLA, I was a freshman, you were a sophomore, right? Mm-hmm. We took a witchcraft class together.
Yep.
And our teacher
was named Teo.
His name was Teofilo, which means God lover.
Love it.
But he was like, I don't believe in God. And my friends just call me Teo, which means God. And we were like, absolutely.
Absolutely, Teo, you get yours.
He was like, my friends call me God. And he was like this old man who wore a cloak and like was just out of this world.
If you came late to class, he would point you out and jump around the room and stuff.
He would be like, where are you coming from?
One of our favorite moments of Teo is he was telling us about something.
He was telling us about making love.
And we don't remember why, but it did make sense.
Yeah, it made sense in context until
of the class. But he goes, do you know when you make love?
You're making love to a woman.
You're making love to a woman.
And the words, you cannot say any words.
You cannot say any words.
The feeling is too great.
It's too powerful and you just go, erg, erg, erg.
And we were like, no, I actually don't know.
I have no idea.
I've never had a situation where I've been making love to a woman and the only thing I could say was erg.
No,
but
never.
Then after that, every time we had any feeling ever, we would say...
Oh yeah, since then, anytime I make love to a woman, I just say erg.
And they never call you back.
Never.
Ever.
What's happening?
But my favorite thing about school, the only good thing about school...
Yeah.
In non-creative classes is when they let you do video projects.
Oh my God, it's the best.
Any teacher who lets you do a video project is a fucking G.
Yeah.
And so obviously Teo is God, so he was a fucking G, and he was like, you guys can totally do
a video project. And this was like early on, like I feel like we
had made like one sketch together.
Yeah, we were not really like a comedy duo as much as we were just like, we're like best friends.
Yeah, we're gonna try to make sketches, but it wasn't like it was like the beginning of the school year.
Very beginning. So we decided we were going to make a fake BuzzFeed video.
Yeah.
Because it was
about being a monk, but it was a specific type of monk that like self-flagellates and like shames it was like we had to tell all of it's still on YouTube. Yeah. And it was just us.
And a few other of our friends who were in the class.
Yeah. And it was like a BuzzFeed, like 10 quirky ways to be a Gregorian monk or some shit.
Yeah. And we made this, like, just cursed video.
It was horrible.
And we got an A.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, our teacher was God.
Our teacher loved it.
Yeah.
And it was ridiculous. And so I
still have those monk costumes.
So a good memory from UCLA.
Yeah, it's one of the good ones. Okay, here's a memory I fucking love.
Yeah. Oh my God.
This is a memory I love.
Okay, so it was my birthday. What year was that?
2018.
I was turning 23. I was turning 23, and a group of our friends, we were like, okay, well, we're gonna go to like Lake Arrowhead. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna get an Airbnb, and that'll be like my birthday thing. It's like we all hang out, whatever.
And Syd was like, I want it to be a theme party, but I don't want to know what the theme is until I get there. Mm-hmm. And that was just incredible. And so we pitched in the group chat without Syd 100,000 different ideas of a theme. And they were really specific. They were really like all over the place.
And they came up with the best theme of all time.
Yeah, the theme we landed on was super simple.
Scooby-Doo.
It's a Scooby-Doo theme.
And the thing that is the thing that makes it great is I don't care about Scooby-Doo at all.
Syd has no affiliation with Scooby-Doo.
Don't care, have never cared.
No.
Nothing against it.
No, it's just
don't care.
It's never been anything in your life.
But they decided my 23rd birthday would be themed
strictly
Scooby-Doo.
Hardcore, over the top themed Scooby-Doo. So first what we did.
We go to the Airbnb. I still don't know what the theme is. On the way there, of course, we have to stop for Olivia to eat some mountain clams. We're driving up the mountain. Obviously, we see a place. Olivia goes, I should get some clams here. And I was like, I don't think you should. She gets them,
terrible
obviously.
Clams. Horrible clams.
Obviously, she got some clams on the way. So then we go to, this place in Lake Arrowhead. Yeah. We all get there. A bunch of our other friends get there. And then the next morning...
We all dress up in costume.
And I come out and everybody's like yelling at me to change.
We're like, Daphne, you're not in your costume.
And I was like, what?
So we like throw clothes at her that are like vaguely Daphne clothes.
Like a purple dress, basically.
Yeah.
And they're like, put this on right now, Daphne.
Fuck, Daphne, you're so late.
And so I put this on. My boyfriend at the time was Fred.
Yeah.
And what a good sport.
What an absolute lovely gentleman.
Lovely good sport. He just was not like he's not like a theatery kind of guy.
Yeah, he's not like
an improv guy. Like he's
just
so like kind of like reserved and sweet.
Yeah.
And he was so in it. He was like, I'm Fred, gang. Here we go.
He said gang after
he would
everything.
Be like, okay, gang. Hey, gang. It's time, gang. What are we doing? Like, such a good sport.
Our friend Corey, who looks like a lumberjack, played Velma.
He drew on glasses and then kept wiping the eyeliner off and going, oh no, where's my glasses?
And he had he borrowed his sister's like orange sweater, and it only went down like halfway down his stomach.
It was insane.
Was Hunter Shaggy?
No, Hunter was Scooby-Doo.
Jeremy was Shaggy.
And
I was Scrappy-Doo because I am Scrappy-Doo.
Yeah.
I just, in case anyone didn't know, I talk over everyone. I shout. I'm always trying to fight or threatening to fight.
Always peeing in the mystery van.
In the mystery van, threatening to fight people bigger than me, and everyone else goes, no. I always get thrown out of the mystery van for
and
peeing.
So Olivia's Scrappy-Doo.
I'm always popping out of Mr. Bean's chest.
So everybody had a full script, like a full paper script, except for me.
Yeah.
And they were all reading from this script, but you could tell that they wrote it kind of last minute because the way they would do it would be like, hey gang, oh Daphne, shit, the mystery is here and we have to go into town to find the ghost of the fucking, it might be the mayor. Like that's like how they were doing it. Like it was a little
and
off.
We like created some weird character. We were like, it was something.
The Elephant Man?
Yeah, it was like the Elephant Man or something because we had a mask. Of something.
And so they were like, we need to go find the monster who's like ruining all the town's events and stuff. And
the town of Lake Arrowhead.
And they would show me video clues from our friends back home who would
like
make
the most random people we could get, like waiters who worked at the restaurant we worked at.
It was amazing. And like our friend Cheyenne is amazing. Like just so many random people and also our close friends would do videos where they're giving me a clue and they're playing a character that never existed.
They're playing a character
in the
that's
Scooby-Doo
like, I'm
franchise.
A gardener.
Like, and the mixture of people that were like, oh, friends, coworkers I'm not super close with, people who are a little bit outside of our circle, but like, yeah, okay.
People you knew but none of us knew.
Yeah. And then, or like a video of like, oh, a guy Olivia hooked up with once. And it was like, what is this?
It was like the most random assortment of people.
Amazing.
It was so fucking funny.
And then we went through the town of Lake Arrowhead.
And
we would go to like an ice cream shop. They would hold me outside the ice cream shop. Two of them would run in. I would hear them say to an employee like, hey, it's our friend's birthday and we're doing this thing. We're doing this thing. We need you to give them a clue about the Elephant Man. And they'd go like, okay, are you going to buy something?
And we'd be like, no, God, no.
And they'd run out and then bring me in and they'd go, ask. And I would go up to like the person who works at the ice cream shop and they'd go like, oh, the Elephant Man just came by and you missed them.
You missed him. You should ask the gardener.
Ask the gardener.
Like, and then we'd like run out and be like, here's the video of the gardener.
And it was like a whole scavenger hunt. In the meantime, and then also like randomly during the scavenger hunt, we stopped and got our friend Corey's ears pierced at a Claire's who played
Velma.
Velma.
We got Velma's ears pierced.
And
he was like, I'll get my ears pierced if you guys pay for it. And we were like, yeah, we'll pay for it.
Yeah. It was absolutely wild. But it all ended in this really
grand reveal
that obviously the person behind
the mask
was young Sheldon. And it was a blow-up doll with a picture of young Sheldon on its face.
And of course it's young Sheldon.
Of course it is. It's young Sheldon. But it was amazing. It was probably one of my favorite birthdays ever because it was just so elaborate for absolutely no reason.
And when Syd's boyfriend at the time picked up the cake, it's a Scooby-Doo cake, and you can see it here.
Yeah. He went to go pick it up, and apparently the person went like, "Aw," because it said "Happy Birthday, Sydney," and then it's a picture of Scooby-Doo, and it's like a blue background. It's super cute. And the person went, "Aw, how old is she turning?" And he goes, 23. And then leaves. And that's amazing.
Yeah.
So really, truly, everyone, just shout out to everyone who did that birthday because man, oh man, you guys absolutely killed. Okay, so here's a good one. So Olivia and I used to be
oh my god
counselors,
which shouldn't be allowed. We shouldn't be allowed near any type of kids, even if they're high schoolers.
No,
just not near any of them.
We were camp counselors at an improv camp,
which means we're really cool.
And it's also just shouldn't be allowed.
We shouldn't be allowed anywhere near a camp.
I don't think so,
hands down.
And it was like us and one other person.
Yeah,
it was like a really not that many counselors.
Yeah.
Or I guess we were technically junior counselors.
Yeah. So we had even less responsibilities, which we took very seriously than not having.
Yeah. And so we would sneak off.
We left.
We would leave.
We would put on costumes because we had a big box of costumes because it was an improv camp and we brought our own costumes for like different shows and things.
Yep.
We would put on costumes and just leave and like go to an Olive Garden or like go to places we would just leave.
Yeah, we would leave. And so one day we were dressed as a bee and a skunk.
A chained skunk. I remember I was a skunk with a lot of chains. Prison chains.
Yeah. We went to an urbane cafe, which is a
while
restaurant.
we were supposed to be working.
And instead of just grabbing some food or whatever, I guess a song was playing.
Yeah.
And we started taking videos of us
just
dancing-ish with the employees
and one other girl.
And a customer.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to be at
we were supposed to be at a job we were being paid for.
Yeah, we were supposed to be working.
But instead we dressed up like a Hawaiian bee and a chained skunk, went to Urbane Cafe and danced with the people there in like a very like cold robotic way. Like it wasn't even like a party dance. It was just like a shifting back and forth, smiling with like a dead look on our faces dance.
And then we sent that video to the Urbane Cafe Facebook page.
Yeah.
And we wrote
and we were just laughing, being like, this is just so stupid.
We wrote, "Hey, we love your restaurant and your staff is so friendly. Here's a video. You should share it." And then we sent them the video. They responded with a weird fire animation and then said, "Haha, we love you too. We'll definitely share. Thanks." And we got shared on the Urbane Cafe Facebook page, which was not smart on our part because we were skipping our job.
Yeah, and also we were just two fucking random girls. Like, why did they even reshare it?
I have no idea.
Anyway, Urbane Cafe, you have great food. Your employees are friendly.
Hey, Urbane Cafe, you want to sponsor us life?
This episode is open to be sponsored by Urbane Cafe.
Or anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay, here's another member we have a picture and a video of. We were going to a Halloween party, and we were like, what would a good Halloween costume be that we could wear as like a couple's costume?
Right.
And we decided,
Oh, yeah. You know how people who are like super homophobic will say things like, well, being gay is wrong because it wasn't
Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. So we were like, oh my God, we have to dress up as Adam and Steve.
We have to be Adam and Steve.
And so we found like these naked man like body
unitards.
Suits. Yeah, like unitards that had like male nipples and chest hair.
Yeah.
And we put leaves over our crotches.
Our junk.
And we drew beards on. We both just looked like Jonathan Van Ness. Like, we both looked amazing.
We looked great.
And like, it was amazing.
I truly loved it. And I also would suggest this if you're like two girls, you want a really fun, or two guys, I guess. Two guys could do it too. It's more fun to do as two girls because it's like drag. But if you're like two people, you really want a fun couples costume, like this is a very fun
All
one.
you need is that, some leaves to cover your junk, and name tags that say Adam and Steve.
And then we gave ourselves beards, as we always do.
Yep.
And we do. And we were Adam and Steve.
Yeah, and so we went to our friend from high school's party, and it was really fun. And we were just like having a lovely time being Adam and Steve. Everyone was like, oh, we get it. You're Adam and Steve. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then one of our other friends who we had met through YouTube,
who's like younger
than us, was like, you should come to my party. And we were like, well, we love her, so of course we're going to go to her Halloween party. And then as we drove up and parked, we realized, oh, she's like in college.
This is like a sexy, young person college party.
And everyone here is going to be like kind of a child compared to us.
Like everyone here is like a freshman in college or a sophomore in college.
And they're all dressed like you know,
slutty like firemen.
A cute nurse.
Yeah, everyone's dressed like super like hot. Everyone and like I'm loving that for them.
Yeah, they look like hot and young and like what you do in college.
Like normal people going
college
to a
kids.
normal hot person Halloween party.
It's what you would do when you're in college. That's what you do.
It's absolutely. I mean, I think it's wonderful.
And then we get there and we're like,
we are Adam and Steve.
We're not in college.
No,
and
we're older than them.
We look like predators.
We're probably like 23 and 24.
And these kids are probably like 18, 19
tops.
And we look,
and everyone's just like drinking cheap vodka and like doing all the college things.
And we go in, you know, and we were like, okay, let's go find our friend. She was like talking to a guy. We were like, we're not gonna like get in the way of that. So we start talking to the other kids there.
And like we're standing there looking like two naked men. And around like all of these kids who are like, and we're not that drunk, and we're like, we can't get that drunk because we have to drive back.
Yeah.
And it's like in Hollywood or something.
Yeah.
And we were just so fucking out of place. And every guy at the party was like trying to find like a hot girl, and you could just see the fear and panic on their face when they would see us.
It's very funny to see an 18-year-old boy not be able to place you.
Yeah.
Like they don't know what to do with you.
Like, so what is this?
It would be a lot of younger boys come up to us and go like, I don't know really what
are
this
you?
Is.
And we were like, we're Adam and Steve, not Adam and Eve.
And they'd be like, oh, okay, I need to look around for someone else.
Car. And then they'd like run away.
There is something really funny about a young boy who really cannot place what to do with you.
Yeah.
And so like we kept talking to these girls who were like 19 or 18.
There was this one girl who was so sweet, and she was 18, and like she was like, I'm so nervous. This is my first college party. Like there's sophomores here, kind of a thing. Like it was like very like she was very, and we were being like, oh well, we'll talk to you.
We were talking to this girl, and at some point she goes, how old are you?
She was asking like a couple people, how old are you? And it was like, oh, 18, 19, 18. And then
she goes, how old are you? And I was like, oh, I'm going to be 25 in January.
She was like,
oh my God,
you look amazing.
And that was the first time anyone had ever been like, you don't look that old.
Yeah. She was like, you don't look it at all. Like you look so young. No one could ever tell you're 24.
And I was like,
what? You could see the color drain from this girl's face when she realized, like, oh my God, you guys are so old. And it's not that old.
No,
like,
it's not old at all. It's not old at all. I'm 27 now. I still don't feel old.
But when you're 18, it is. And that's another thing. That's another reason why you never, if you're a 24-year-old or out there, don't date an 18-year-old ever. That's just another.
Well, yeah, it's like, remember when you were 18 and you look at people who are like in their 20s, and that is significantly older to you. So it was just
it was so funny because when, you know, it was just like, it was like we said, we're 56.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my God, you really don't look it. Like,
she was like, you would never be able to tell.
You'd never guess. Yeah.
Wild.
It was very funny. And so we just kind of like sat there as Adam and Steve and then left. And it was awesome because we were so out of place and we should have never been allowed in the door.
Yeah. Really strange stuff.
I have a good one.
Sure.
This is like one of my favorite things we've ever done.
Oh my God. Yeah. So a friend of ours who was kind of like, you know how you have those friends who are closer with other people you know.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is a friend we see in groups, but it's not like we'll cast him in things, but it's not like we hang out with him one-on-one. He's just like a nice guy.
We totally would. It just hasn't happened.
No, exactly. He's great. He was just like in an older friend group than we were.
And so we love him. We think he's great, but we just like don't really hang out with him that often.
We're not close with him.
Right. We were invited to his birthday party. We thought, okay, well, we need to get him something. And we should do something that's like really personal.
Yeah, I was like,
to him.
For some reason, we like had a really, we wanted to like make an entrance.
Yeah.
We wanted to like show up like and turn heads,
and for absolutely no reason.
The only reason is that we were like shitty bored teenagers.
Yeah, we had like no reason other than like this could be fun for us because we have nothing to do.
Yeah.
So we had a photo strip from a photo booth. We had taken some photos with this guy when we were drunk at a party one time. It's probably the only photos we have with this guy in existence. We decided we were going to pay to print one of those photos gigantic.
So fucking large.
Like blow it up.
Like I think it was like 3 feet by 4 feet.
Yeah.
Like it was huge.
On poster board.
Yeah.
And that we
would
frame it, and then on it we'd write, "You're welcome."
So printed on the photo, like, was Comic Sans, all caps, "You're welcome," so big that the E for welcome was on the next line.
Yeah.
It was just it was a monstrosity. It was like a terrible thing that no one would want, and no one would want it that big.
No.
It was way too big. And we wrapped it, and we showed up like just looking ridiculous. Like we both had hair extensions in. We were just like wearing like little things, being like, "Hey, everybody, we're here."
It was a lot.
We've been cursed forever.
Yeah. And we walked in and we gave him the thing. And he was like, "Oh,
thank you guys so much." And before he unwrapped it, we were like, "We found this at a thrift store, and we thought this is just so you.
It's so you. Like you're gonna see it and you're gonna go, this is so me." And he opened it and it was a picture of him with us and the print "You're welcome" underneath.
In Comic Sans.
And he was like, "Oh, thanks, you guys."
And we were like, "You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome."
And then
we sat down at the party, and every single person there was like, "We don't know you guys that well."
And we were like,
"We don't
"For
really
sure
want to talk to you." And
we were like,
"Absolutely, we understand.
We don't know you guys that well.
That would be how
but
we
here
would treat
we are.
us too." It
But
was
here
great.
we are.
I fucking love it.
And love him.
Love him. He's the fucking best.
The best.
Oh my god, this is a good one.
Huh. Oh my god, yeah.
I mean, this is a short story. It's just an amazing memory.
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Yeah, this is a short story, great memory. We went to the Ren Fair a couple years ago, and Syd dressed as the Pope.
We go every year.
We go every year that it exists. And we always dress as something weird. That year, Syd dressed as the Pope.
And we stopped at a grocery store for food along the way, and I ate chow mein at the Panda Express within the grocery store.
In like the middle of nowhere. Like
As
in the
the
middle
Pope.
of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
And everyone was just staring at you because it wasn't close to the Ren Fair enough for people to be like, "Oh, that's probably where you're going." And also the Pope isn't like an outfit people wear to the Ren Fair. So no, you were just dressed fully as the Pope.
Yeah, and so I just ate chow mein at a Panda Express as the Pope. But at the Ren Fair itself...
you did zipline as the Pope.
I ziplined as the Pope, and everyone chanted "Zipline Pope, Zipline Pope."
I mean, if there's anything that you'd probably want before you die... It's to at least have one situation in your life where people are chanting Zipline Pope in celebration.
I highly recommend dressing as the Pope at the Ren Fair. It's so fun. People ask you for prayers. You're Jewish, so you don't know what to tell them. And you just say like, "Baruch Hashem," and then walk away.
Yep.
Oh, I like this story.
Oh, that's a good story. Okay. And then,
So Olivia and I used to do a series on Snapchat called Apocalypse Goals.
Yeah, you can still check it out on Snapchat.
If you'd like. We, in the series, pretty much wore the same outfits the whole time, which are like little, cocktail dresses with sashes that say bachelorette or bridal party or something.
We were driving back from a bachelorette party, and it was the apocalypse, so we had our bachelorette outfits on, and that's all we had.
And one year for Olivia's birthday, Olivia really likes sentimental things.
I love that
She
shit.
really likes things that have to do with like, "Oh, you made this thing one time, now here's like a shirt about it," or something like that. That's like a very good Olivia gift.
I love anything that's just like, "Oh, this is based on," I just love I fucking love it.
So 1 year for Olivia's birthday, her mom, Diane, got her custom Barbie dolls of us in that show, but the Barbie dolls came out kind of like
so cursed,
so not great. Like, I mean, if you're not watching this, I'll try to explain it to you as the photo is up on the screen.
My favorite thing about it, though, is that as it's such a Diane move, like, she cares so much.
Yeah.
She made her own sashes with her own handwriting.
Yeah.
And put it on and I'm like, fucking, I love her.
So these dolls are so funny. First of all, she thought the hair didn't look good enough, so she got other Barbie dolls and scalped them. She cut.
Which I didn't even know you could do.
She scalped 2 other Barbie dolls of their hair and then put it on to the Barbie dolls she bought of us. These dolls look so horrific.
They have like a kind of it's like our faces are printed on them,
yeah.
But not to scale.
No, they're like, I feel like they're so much better this way.
Oh, absolutely.
I wouldn't have wanted them to be good.
I would only want them to look like this, and it's the greatest gift.
Yeah, it's horrific. It's amazing.
I would rather look like that than how I look, because then I could be just like a haunted nightmare forever, and I could walk down the street and cars would crash, and I could go into the pits of hell and live there forever as the god of chaos.
Okay, I'm not going to touch that, but we look horrific, and that's the end of that story. So this has nothing to do with the scrapbook, but we thought we would do a Q&A.
Yeah.
Because we did one last season.
Yeah.
The people who funded this podcast recommended we do the one this season, and that's why we're doing it.
Absolutely.
And so we
asked you guys on our big Instagram
if you had any questions for us.
So here we are to answer them.
Okay, are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay, this one is from Ike the Llama. Is Olivia CGI?
Yes.
Great.
Next question. Okay, here's a really weird question from Ann Dirk.
Okay.
What's the best body parts combo? I.e., pretty girl, useful muscles, amazing tits, and a dick with a clit?
What?
I don't know what that means.
I'm gonna say, what does that mean?
I'm gonna say best body parts combo would be a tail and laser eyes.
Yeah, I'll go with that too. Mika Kellen says, teach me how to dress.
Oh my god, okay.
I don't know that we're qualified.
We're not. But if we were to
how to
teach you,
dress,
it would go something like this.
What do you think is the best way to find your style?
So for me, I have found my style through what I am physically comfortable in. Mm-hmm. So I never wear pants because I am so physically uncomfortable in pants. That's my whole one. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's it for me. If it's not pants and I'm comfortable with how I look in it, that's pretty much how it's going to go.
And what is the vibe that you're going for? What are the things you're drawn to?
I am always drawn to plaid skirts because they go with everything. It's just a pattern that goes with everything. I'm drawn to tank tops. I don't really like t-shirt cuts. They're uncomfortable on my arms. Jeans are uncomfortable. They cut into your body. Don't love it. I will wear a lot of skirts. I'll wear a lot of maxi dresses. I'll wear a lot of skirt and shirt combos. I'll wear a lot of little like short, summery, cute dresses. I wish I could dress like a cooler girl because that would be cool. But I am.
What do you mean you wish you could dress like a cooler girl?
You know how like cool girls don't dress super femme? Like, cool girls dress...
Not necessarily.
I don't know. I feel like I see so many cool girls dressed in, like, cool, not feminine clothing. And I'm like, God, they're so cool. But it just doesn't work on me. But that's okay. I've accepted that about myself.
I think that... I think things probably would work on you that you wouldn't assume.
Yeah, it's also you got to factor in my horrible self-image.
There you go. To me, I really do think a really fun way to find like your like things that you like is Pinterest. I love Pinterest so much. Yeah. I have a clothing board on Pinterest. I notice I like will sometimes look through the things I've pinned to my clothing board and realize
you made me a clothing board.
I did. I've made a lot of my friends clothing boards of like I think you would like this, and then sometimes they buy stuff from it.
Yeah.
But I look on the board and I kind of go like, oh, I've pinned these things and they're kind of similar. Oh, they have this thing in common. Maybe I want to try that thing out.
I think that's valid.
And then I'll try it out.
I think, if there's an article of clothing that you've had the thought, like, I want that over and over and over and over again for a month, I'd say just get it.
Yeah, and I also think, too, like, so many of the things that are in right now, the thing that's awesome about it is they're things you can easily get at, like, a Goodwill. Mm-hmm. Like, the whole, like, Pinterest girl with the big white flowy button-up, like, look with the sunglasses sunglasses. That's so easily thriftable. It's so easy.
Let's see.
My mom asked, how often do you call your mother? Okay. We see you, gal.
Okay.
Jillian Osterberg asked, how do I get homies? I think making friends as an adult is a hard thing.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips?
I would say just be so fucking open and have no weirdness. Put yourself out there, be nice to people, ask them questions about themselves, listen, and if someone has a problem with you, then they probably suck.
Yeah, I think I have really bad social anxiety. I have like a really hard time talking to people in public, especially when I'm not with a friend who I'm already really comfortable with. I've noticed lately that, I take pottery classes, I go to a pottery studio, and there are a lot of people there, and sometimes I want to talk to somebody because I'm like, well, we have a thing in common, so we should be friends, you know? And it takes a long time for me, but sometimes I'll just sit there and, hype myself up for an hour, and then go over and be like, hey, I noticed you were using underglaze, and I just wanted to know, what do you think about this brand? It will take me hours to pump myself up, but eventually I'll go over and say something. And so I think it's okay to take some time and then say something.
Yeah. Okay, well, here's a simple one. Fuck, marry, kill the ghost of Christmas past, present, and future.
So my thing is I don't really know the backstories of Christmas past, present, and future, being a Jewess. But if I can get a brief summary.
Okay, so the ghost of Christmas past seems to be an elderly...
Fuck.
An
I'll fuck
elderly gentleman with or a person made of fire.
Fuck. I will fuck him.
Okay. Present is kind of like a jolly old lumberjack.
Marry.
And then Christmas future is a grim reaper that just points at your grave.
Well, kill. It's easy.
Yeah. I like too many people at once. There are so many cool people, but I can't pursue everyone. That's a
lovely problem
kind of a
to have.
Problem. I'm kind of doing that for you.
Kind of a lovely problem to have, being I'm just vibing with all these people.
I want to pursue all these cool people. Yeah, I'd say ride it out, man.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Do your thing.
Okay, this is a great one. What's your favorite book or TV show that virtually no one knows exists?
Oh.
I'm going to pitch Frank the Entertainer, A Basement Affair.
Okay, there is a television show. Frank the Entertainer, A Basement Affair was on VH1, now only findable on YouTube.
It's genius.
If you are a trashy bitch like myself, you remember all of those shows like I Love New York,
Flavor of
Love, For the Love of Ray J, Rock of Love, that type of dating show, which was, I think, my favorite moment in television. That was television's golden age, according to me and no one else.
So... back in the day, there was Flavor of Love, the Flavor Flav dating show.
And Flavor of Love had
spawned
I Love New York, because a girl who was called New York, her name actually being Tiffany Pollard, I think. Tiffany was called New York. She was on 2 seasons, didn't win. She gets her own spinoff called I Love New York.
Wild character.
Wild. She's amazing. She's perfect for a reality TV show.
Yeah, she is the most reality TV type of person.
So then, on her show, which has multiple seasons as well, a man came on named Frank, and his nickname being The Entertainer.
Yeah, and he was because he played the piano or something, or he sang. He was a singer, and he lived in his parents' basement, and
on Long Island, I think.
In maybe Long Island, and he. The only other memorable thing is he sucked on toes.
Yeah, he had a foot fetish. And his whole thing was he was like, I really, really want a woman to love me to get me out of my mother's basement. Yeah. Now, here's the thing. That doesn't make sense.
Those things they're not.
If somebody loves you, that's awesome. Will it get you out of your mother's basement? I don't know.
I have no idea.
But
it's not
from that spawned a new show. Now, this is a spinoff of a spinoff.
Mm-hmm. With a budget of maybe $45.
And it's called Frank the Entertainer, A Basement Affair. It's a dating show that takes place in his mother's basement. House. In his family's house.
So most of these shows, all the contestants show up at a big rented mansion.
Yeah, not this one.
Not this one. They show up at a real family's house
in Long Island, I think.
Yeah, with the parents as the co-hosts.
The parents are the co-hosts.
They're just these Italian parents,
and they're literally just don't really want to be there.
No.
he's trying to find a woman so he can get love and leave the basement. All these women who are kind of like Guidette vibes show up.
Yeah.
They all are obsessed with him.
It's so funny. There's a theme song.
The theme song
that he sings.
Amazing.
And it's amazing. And it's him singing it.
And at some point, he sings like, I want to get me out of the basement. I want to get you into my heart. And then he adds one of the lines also doesn't rhyme with the line before.
Yeah.
It's like he's singing about how
I'm living with
my parents in New York City. I'm 31. I'm 31.
I'm 30. It's just so funny and specific.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. And there's one girl on the show,
oh my God,
who is a performance artist, and no one knows.
No one knew until after the show that this woman was going on as performance art. Mm-hmm. She made up a character.
Yeah.
It was like a totally unique
She's
thing.
got like Kristen Shaw vibes.
She really does, yeah.
And like, she's like, I'm making a statue out of trash.
And he likes her. Like, he like lets her, she's not like any of these other girls because she's so uniquely weird.
Yeah.
And
she's fucking with everyone.
Because she's fucking with everyone.
And no one can tell.
Yes. And then after the show, she came out about it and was like, I'm a performance artist and I did this as performance art. And we were all like, damn, we love you.
No,
we love you, Annie.
We love Annie. Shout out to Annie. So yeah, there's like 10 episodes or some shit.
You gotta watch it.
You have to watch it. It's
amazing.
on YouTube. It's so easy. Put it on right now.
God, it's good.
It's just so good.
And then, you're going to be like, where's Frank the Entertainer now? And the answer is he has a private account on Instagram. I requested to follow. I got accepted.
I mean, that's epic.
He has a girlfriend now. Like he has, I don't know if they're engaged or not.
Did she get him out of the basement and get her into his heart?
I think so. He's kind of Trumpy.
We don't love that.
So that's where he is now.
So that's some updates on Frank the Entertainer from Frank the Entertainer: A Basement Affair.
We'll keep you updated as his life goes on.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining our friendship today.
Yeah, thank you for coming and checking out our scrapbook with us.
We had a lovely time. And welcome to our duo.
Yeah, welcome to it. If you guys want to follow us on anything or find out anything in the whole wide world about it at all,
we are at Syd and Olivia on every platform.
You subscribe here. We are our YouTube channel.
And
I've been Olivia.
I've been Syd this whole time, and we will see you next Tuesday. Bye.